Warmer months in Australia are often defined by beachside holidays and the smell of salty air. But there is another summer sensation with a heady perfume and a glorious flower display. It's an absolute garden favourite, the frangipani. Now, a tree in full flower is really a sight to behold. Could you imagine what a frangipani farm with 5,000 trees looks like? Dennis and Tom, what possessed you to grow 5,000 frangipani trees?
Just a love of the tree.
When I started growing, it was more or less a hobby. So I started experimenting and someone introduced me to seeds. I actually started growing the seedlings in Geelong in Victoria.
Oh, really?
And within 12 months, I had 800.
Oh.
And then that snowballed and that snowballed. And then I met Tom and Tom said,
Yeah.
I want to grow lots of frangipani. And I had 3,000 by that stage. I said, yeah, well, I want to plant mine.
This beautiful rainforest here, just where are we, Tom?
We're at Pimlico, just south of Ballina. This is called the Blackwall Ridge behind us.
Nice little sort of nook that the farm's located in, with that as a backdrop. It's beautiful.
All the seedlings, everything is named Blackwall and then the seedling name.
Right. So that gives an identity of where they come from.
Yeah.
Now, Aussies have certainly taken frangipanis into their hearts, but they're actually native to Central America. You've got a heap of favourites here. Can you show me some of your best ones?
Actually, you've got a nice one in your hand. We call
Yep.
it Roey's pony because he was the man that gave it to us.
Right, well, it's a glorious thing. Very, very petite little flower, isn't it?
It
With
is.
a little streak up
But
the
the
side.
banding in the centre reminds us of Madame Pony. Madame Pony has the cup petal and the red band up the centre, whereas this one has the pink.
Now, Dennis, this is what we all go looking for. A spectacular colour.
Oh, it is. This is Hilo Beauty. This is an Hawaiian variety. And in Australia, they actually refer to it as black red.
Now, are you doing anything with this? Because that is a sensational colour.
Actually, one of the very first seedlings I ever grew came from Hilo Beauty, and I've called it Blackwall Beauty after the ridge.
Right.
And it's a stunner. To me, it's better than this one. It's a larger petal.
Hawaii, eat your heart out. Australia's coming at you. Isn't that great? Amazing array of colours. Goodness, look at this one, another amazing variety.
This one is called Dizzy. It's one of the very first seedlings we developed here at the farm. And she's a real stunner. She changes from the gold and the yellows, and then it darkens out and has a beautiful scent. She's a real classic.
Now, I can smell a bit happening and going on. I can see eggshells down the bottom here. What else is going on around the base?
We had a big feed of prawns the other night. Prawn shell, eggshell, are all great to put underneath as fertiliser.
Why eggshells? Well, they add extra calcium to the soil.
Because they'll all break down and help the plant grow. Bananas especially too.
Great. How do you know when there's fruit on the tree, when there are seeds to collect?
Well, that's your pod. In a pod that size, you'll probably end up with maybe 40 to 50 seeds plus.
Right.
Every one of those seeds will be different in some way. They will not be the same as the parent. That's impossible.
Inside the pods, the seeds are surrounded by a papery covering, which in the wild would allow the wind to disperse them.
You can tell if they're viable because they're very fat at the base.
So one option is to plant the seeds in a mix of coir and potting mix.
So you push it in, you just pinch the mix in around it.
But there's a couple of other methods Dennis uses to grow frangipanis from seed.
What I do is I wrap them up in paper towel, I just fold it up, wet it, put it in a container, and if you feel it, you'll feel germination starting to come through on them.
Oh, yeah, they're swelling up.
That's the easiest way to do them.
So you know you're on a winner on that model, OK?
That's exactly right. Or you can do this. You just, a piece of foam, poke holes through it, push the seed through, and float it in water like that.
Look at that.
And that is in 4 days.
And the seeds are already, roots are coming away.
That's it. That's in 4 days.
Kids could do that. Wouldn't it be great?
They love it.
Well, those seeds were easier than what I thought, but maybe cuttings are even easier.
Oh, they are. But the secret is when you take a cutting, you want to cut the grey wood rather than up here the green wood. So when you cut straight. Because if you cut on an angle, the roots will only come out of that bottom angle, at the very
bottom.
tip.
Right.
You'd leave it callus up for a week or two. And what you must do is trim all the leaves off. Then all you do is you get your mix, and you poke a hole in it, and just push that in, pack it around it, And that's it.
Well, that is definitely easy.
Oh, yeah, very easy.
But I think it might get more complex than this.
Oh, it can do.
Okay, Dennis, now we know about grafting of fruit trees and roses and what have you, but grafting frangipanis, is that tricky?
It's not really. You find your scion,
Yep.
and then you match it up on the wood so that you've got
Oh, pretty much
like
the same.
that. So you've got the same diameter.
Yes.
You trim all the leaf off, and then I can cut. Well, with the scion, what I've got to do is I've got to match
This little slope
that
here.
slope there. We know this one's going to line up like that.
All right, beautiful.
That's a beautiful line up. We get our tape. We put zip ties on. This was our fight against cockatoos because they have a tendency to land on the plants
Oh, break off
and then they break off the tips, especially when they're grass.
So within a month, it's all taken?
Oh yeah, 2 weeks.
Really?
You know within 2 weeks if your grafts have been successful because they'll hold.
Now, to prove what a master propagator Dennis is, I thought I'd show you this. This tree really is the rock star of frangipanis, something truly special. The boys call it Jimi Hendrix. Look at the varieties. There are over 50 different forms and colours of frangipani, all grafted onto one rootstock. Now, after what we've shown you today, you could give this a go at home. Now, when you have some success, let us know.